Hi, everybody. If you're to this podcast, amazing. Thank you. You are listening to Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls with Sarah Cooper and
Kenzie Gleason.
Yay!
We are at our most dysfunctional at this moment.
This is peak dysfunction. It is my birthday, and I have done nothing to prepare for this episode.
Me either. We're winging it this week.
Yesterday.
I had plenty of time. I just didn't do anything.
I mean, I had time too. I decided it was that instead I should start a whole line of like cryptid cheerleading apparel instead of do this.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff.
It's okay.
So we're going to talk about haunted places, whatever we already know.
Yeah. Because I think we all have like whatever haunted place appealed to you as a child.
Yeah.
Or as a growing girl, boy, whatever, them. We all had a haunted obsession.
Yeah.
Mine is from the TV show Sightings, which you are too young to remember, but we will get you caught up.
I did look it up.
It was.
Are there sirens happening over there?
There's
buddy?
Sirens. Oh man.
What's going on?
People keep drag racing up and down this fucking road. TSA, don't drag race.
Yeah, just don't do it. I feel like you don't need to be told not to do that, but wait. Do you know the Ghost Adventures intro?
No. Okay, I have never watched Ghost Adventures.
That's fine. It's not a good show.
I've literally never watched it.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine because it's garbage, but
yeah.
In the beginning, it's like, I don't care.
We need him to investigate the fart.
He's not gonna.
Fine.
It's too low stakes for him. There's no demon involved.
I like that I'm the one this episode being like, don't talk shit and start fights with people. That's the approach I'm taking this week. I'm like, I'm turning my life around.
Well, my birthday was last week, and my birthday goal was to be more chaotic.
Oh, good. Okay,
so we're
right on target.
We're killing it. But at the beginning, it gets all crazy, and it goes, there are things in this world we will never understand. And then it goes, understand.
Okay.
I don't remember the rest of it.
Let's do that. Okay, we're going to make that our intro this week. So you do that part, and then I'll do the understand, okay?
Okay. There are things in this world that we will never understand.
Understand. Is it like that?
Yeah.
What does Zach Bagans talk like? I don't fucking know. God, I'm the worst.
I don't know. He talks like a really aggressive, like, Hot Topic employee.
Okay. I was a Hot Topic employee.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my God. And I was not aggressive, but I get what you're saying. I'm like
extra
we know
aggressive.
That guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's on the list.
He's like, where's my hug? He's one of those guys.
Ooh. Give you like a jelly bracelet type of shit.
Yeah, bad vibes.
No, do not want.
No.
But he yells at the ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And everything's a demon.
Okay, we got to do an episode about demons I want to be friends with. Okay. Because they're not all bad. And I think the Warrens need to calm down. I know I love the Conjuring movies. I love them. But like, guys, maybe you're the assholes going into their space.
I think in the case of Zach Bagans, we can say definitively he is the asshole.
Okay.
I feel very strongly in that direction.
I mean, he just sounds like the worst. I just can't watch that kind of stuff.
He's a grown man that wears tap-out shirts.
Ooh. In the year 2021?
I don't know if he still does it, but I know he...
Okay, but in the last 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never good. Ugh. Never a good sign.
Okay. I am going to make a piece of merch insulting Zach Baggins personally. I think after I finish my cryptid cheer camp line, my next one's going to be people I want to personally insult. Because we've got Travis Walton, we've got the Mapinguari guy, Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl?
Isn't that his name?
No.
Hold on, that's someone else.
David Oren?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And Matt Damon.
I don't know who Dave Grohl is, but I know it's someone famous.
Dave Grohl is a famous person. He's like a band. Musician and does like Ink Masters, I think. I might be confusing him with somebody else.
Anyway, you know that someone is listening to this and fucking screaming. There's some white man screaming right now.
Sorry.
His favorite musician.
Honestly.
Sorry.
Whatever.
What's he from? The Backstreet Boys? Okay, anyways.
That's disrespectful to the Backstreet Boys.
It's true. Sorry, Backstreet Boys. I take it back. Okay. So my ghost story obsession is the Sally house, and it does not get enough attention. I don't know if Zach Baggins has ever gone there, but I don't think he would. Look it up, because I'm telling you that this ghost would fuck him up, and I love her. So let me know before I start talking more shit.
Okay. Oh, I think they did go there. Oh yeah, they did.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, we've got to watch that episode then. We'll have to live stream watch it on like Twitch or something so I can yell at him.
Yes.
Anyway, I learned about it from this show called Sightings, which you are too young to have known, but you said you did watch. So you saw it's like a very like bad video quality, very 90s. It's like America's Funniest Home Videos, but for ghosts and paranormal stuff. Like it's that level of VHS quality. And I personally am a big fan. So they covered all kinds of paranormal stuff, and they had this one series called Haunting in the Heartland, and it was about the Sally house, which is this Victorian house in Atchison, Kansas, and it is supposedly the most haunted house in America. So the origin story is that this doctor, Dr. Finney, lived there, and one night a mom knocks on his door, and she has her daughter in her arms, and she's having all this pain and needs an appendectomy. And being that it was like the early 1900s, he's like, okay, and like did it in his kitchen.
Hell yeah.
And she died because obviously, I mean, you know, he probably used like the knife he cut up a fucking chicken with, like.
Yeah, she got like instant salmonella.
100%. Just, and that's how the haunting began. And there's like different versions of it where.
Wait, hold on. What happened to the kid?
She's dead.
Oh, the kid died too?
The kid's the one that died. The mom's alive.
Oh, I thought the mom was the one.
No. No. Sally is the
I understand.
Kid. I don't know what happened to the mom. I don't know. I hope she's all right. I hope she killed him.
She probably also got instant salmonella.
Yeah, just from being in the room.
Just from being in the room.
Oh, so there's some stories where it says that like the mom was his maid or some person that worked for him that he had an affair with, and Sally was his daughter, and he killed her to cover up. There's all kinds of stuff like that. But the point being, that house is hella haunted. Okay. Little girl, Sally ghost, is supposedly kind of nice, except to men.
Well,
and like,
fair.
Mood.
Makes sense.
And then there's also like a middle-aged woman ghost that they think is maybe her mom, who also hates men.
Aww. So like, mother-daughter bonding.
Right? It's sweet. I could never.
I know.
So then in the 90s, look at this one bang. It's just, okay, come on. In the 90s, this family moves in called the Pickmans, and they have a little baby, and all this weird shit starts happening. Like stuff moved around the baby's nursery. They're like hearing and seeing stuff. The dad wakes up with like scratches all over his body. And there's one episode of Sightings where they're like filming, and this is like a VHS, like they're filming the dad's back, and you literally just see the scratches appear like down his body. It's Zach Baggins could never. That's why I'm like, if he went in there, he probably had some kind of like protection up against, because Sally would have killed his ass. If he disrespected her, it's over.
We both know he would.
He fucking did. God, because he's probably calling her a demon. It's like, I was murdered, sir.
Yeah, I didn't ask for this. My dude. So was the baby a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Oh, spicy.
So the family got really freaked out, And the thing that finally, that this is all from memory, mind you, like
That's fine.
I can't tell you if this is all accurate, but I know that one thing that is accurate is that the dad was sitting in the kitchen one night and he saw what he described as a bacon monster.
Bacon?
A bacon monster. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like hold on, I'm gonna have to hold this up to the camera. It's this like demon that's made out of bacon.
Oh.
You've seen Sally's Ghost too, but that's not as fun. Like that's just sad. Like the little dead girl, like that's just sad. But it's just so
bacon demon. That sounds like, I feel like
has it been scrubbed from the internet?
No. I feel like there has to be like a joke about veganism in there somewhere. And as like two vegans, I feel like we need to find that joke.
I can't find it. Oh, I'm gonna cry. So I'm Googling like bacon monster Sally house and I cannot fucking find it.
I think at one point you did show me a picture of it. Wait.
It's real stupid looking.
I bet you it is in our text thread.
Okay. Well, I'll keep going so that whoever's listening isn't like, how long will they Google for? So he sees the bacon monster. It's like a guy made out of bacon and its tongue's made of bacon and he gets like really scared. Like he's so freaked out, which is fine. It's stupid. And then he goes to work at like a whatever farm job he does. I don't know what he does. And like all this grain collapses on him. And apparently the wife said that when that happened, a ghost whispered in her ear, like, oh, I've got him now or something. Oh. So they moved out.
That's fair.
And obviously, right?
Yeah.
I would too. So they move out and then, also, sorry, I forgot to mention. Oh yeah, the dad's like, gets like violent and like real aggravated and violent with his family during the course of this. So he says the demons are to blame.
Okay, I did find the photo of the demon that you sent me. Is that it? Is that right?
It looks like a poo-poo. It looks like it does not look like bacon. Yes, that's it. It looks like a shit, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it's made out of shit. If I saw that, I would not say that's a bacon monster. I would say it's a monster made out of human shit.
I definitely, my first thought would not be bacon.
Sure.
I do like the piece of bacon.
I don't know what kind of bacon they're eating over there.
I like the bacon hanging out of its mouth. That may be why
he's called that, but
But even then, like that detail is not enough to determine the entirety of the creature.
No, and this is kind of like the same thing with like the black shuck. Like if I see a dog, a giant demon dog with red eyes and shit, I'm not looking at its genitalia to find out if it's a male or female dog.
If I see that thing, I'm not going to go and determine
like
what it's made out of. But I certainly wouldn't say bacon. That's not real. It looks like tar. It looks like molasses. Like maybe it was made out of molasses and then like
molasses
on the ground.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like tarred and feathered or something.
Well, or it kind of honestly looks like he was burned. Like a little charred.
Yeah, he's probably burned.
Yeah. Maybe he was like, maybe he's like way overcooked bacon.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's gross. And I'm not, anyways. They move out. Then the landlord tries to rent the house again. And the next people that moved in supposedly were doing like Satan witchcraft in there. And they moved in like right at the peak of like satanic panic. So they probably just had like a black t-shirt. Yeah. And he claims that there's this pentagram drawn on the floor of the basement. From like the witchcraft, and he had to ask them to leave. And since then, like nobody's lived in the house. I don't really know like what the real explanation is, but like they rent it out now as a bed and breakfast thing, which we're doing in October. So yeah, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna have so much fun. You're coming with me.
Yeah.
We're gonna make smart bacon.
Smart bacon.
And try to get the bacon monster to come out.
Oh, do you think he's like Santa? If you like leave him a present, he'll like show up.
I'm just like, I don't know if I have anything to be scared of. If it's just like a mom and her daughter who are mad that her daughter was murdered.
Yeah.
Like, or like a bacon monster. I'm like, we can vibe.
I don't know that I'm totally sold on the existence of the bacon monster, you know? I don't know how
It's a
solid I
weird
feel about
detail
that.
to add into this story.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
don't
do
really know
think
what the fuck.
this story has inspired me to just draw pentagrams in random places in my apartment so that if we ever leave, the next people that move in just like lose their shit. Because I think that would be really funny, especially because like, let's be real, like Satanism is not that scary. It's just not.
It's not
It's
scary.
literally
It's literally
fine.
not scary at all.
Not at all.
No, there's a no shade to the DC Maryland local satanic meetup group because they're wonderful. But we were trying to plan a meetup pre-COVID and it turned into just like the sweetest potluck kind of situation. And I was like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but this isn't
Yeah.
it.
I need to find the like the satanic temple chapter in my area because I'm trying to have a barbecue. I think it would be
of
nice.
A bacon monster?
Maybe. Potentially.
I think it would be nice.
If that's what we're feeling on, that given day. Or maybe just, some like soy hot dogs.
I would love to know. Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah.
That's fine too. I had some very disappointing like vegan sausage thing at this Irish place tonight. It was so sad. I've been wanting to try it for like 6 months. And it's I'm really upset about it. I also ate I'm still not over it.
Vegan sausage for dinner. So yes.
The synchronicity.
I've literally no, mine was actually pretty okay. But just you and I we're always on the same wavelength, and I don't really know how we do it, but I love it.
I don't know either. It's really weird. It's really
weird.
My
haunting thing. I have two that I've really liked since I was a kid. And I'm going to tell you about both of them because one of them is like very local to New England and then, well, specifically New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is like a really well-known one. So the one that's like local to New Hampshire, there is a cemetery in Hollis, New Hampshire. And anyone from New Hampshire listening to this or, even Massachusetts, will probably have at least heard of this cemetery. It's called Blood Cemetery. Well, that's the common name for it. It's actually called Pine Hill Cemetery, but the like nickname for it is Blood Cemetery because the family that was but the family that was originally buried there was the Blood family. That's literally why.
Oh, that's fucking cool. I wish that was my last name.
Right? They have some really, really dope last names in that cemetery. So basically, there was a bunch of legends about it and how Abel Blood, the patriarch of the family, haunted the fuck out of this cemetery. And to the point where his gravestone is literally now just about this big because people, like on the top of his gravestone, there was like an engraving of a hand. And it was like pointed, it like pointed up. And there was like a bit of local lore about how at nighttime it points down and it like switches and people kept like, yeah, well, it like pointed up and then at night it would point down.
This is not important, but it's important to me. Did it flip like this or did it turn?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Did it turn?
No one ever specified. I don't know if anyone ever saw it happen, like in the moment, Okay. So that was like a thing that everybody knew about this place to the point where people used to just like take the top of his gravestone. Like they would just like chip it off and take it. So now it doesn't exist. It literally is gone forever.
Shit.
Yeah, because people used to just take it to see if it would flip. But
it's not going to flip if it's at your house, idiot. Like,
yeah, I'm like, exactly. What do you think's going to happen?
They were probably putting it in their butthole at home.
The whole gravestone, the top of the gravestone?
The finger. They were stealing the finger and they were putting the finger in there.
It was engraved. I don't think they were doing that. It would take so much work.
I told you it's been a weird week in the ER.
That's so much effort for such a little bit of payoff, It's just not worth it.
I've seen people do much more for much less. I'm telling you right now.
That's fair.
Fine. They didn't put his grave finger in their asshole. Fine.
there was also a part of the legend about a child who was killed there. And this is all stuff that I heard for the first time, like going there for the first time when I went there for the first time when I was 16. So I rolled up there basically, and my dad was like, here are all these scary stories about this place. And I was like, well, I've been ghost hunting since I was literally 8 years old.
Yeah, you
so
give no fucks.
I don't
You're
care.
like the bravest.
Literally not scared of anything except for spiders.
You smoked a cigarette in the aborted baby's memorial.
To be completely fair, I was already smoking it when we went in there. So just for some clarity there. Anyway, so there's like this legend about a child who like went missing in the woods around Blood Cemetery, and
missing 411.
Well, kind of, but it was like this was like way back in like the 1800s. So I don't think
it's
always
always been going on.
That's fair. I never heard any 1800s baddies going missing in the national parks, but
it was probably just women, and they were like, "Oh, she's a witch." Like, they probably didn't care. She's just witching.
She's just witching. She's just witching out there. Yeah. So this kid went missing. I can't remember, to be completely honest, if he was found or not. But I think he was found, and he was like real fucked up. And so they buried him in the cemetery. And now there's this lore surrounding the cemetery where if you drive on the road and near the cemetery in any way, like specifically like on, hold on, I'm trying to phrase this in a way that makes sense. Specifically because there's like 2 roads next to it. So if you drive on the one that the cemetery is like technically on, you'll see the kid and he'll run across the street in front of your car, and like one side of it kind of like dips down into the woods and the other side's like kind of like goes up onto a hill. So it's like you're like, oh, like I should stop for this child, but you should not stop for the child because the child will probably fuck you up. I don't really know what's supposed to happen if you stop for the child.
Oh, he's not like a nice ghost child that like the ones that push your car over the train tracks and stuff.
No, I think he's like gonna push you over the steep edge and like murder you kind of child.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's clearly I don't remember as much of that as I thought I did, but
and the little movie in my head of that, it was the kid that played Augustus Gloop.
Oh my god.
Like the German kid in Willy Wonka. I don't know why that's who I saw doing it, and it was very charming to me. It was very cute.
One of my friends was at my house today, and he was, the song at the end of Willy Wonka where Willy Wonka's kicking Charlie out of the chocolate factory because he like...
You're talking about the OG one, right? Not because I haven't seen the new one.
I think so. With Gene Wilder.
Yes.
I think so. I can't remember. I don't actually think, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've seen the Johnny Depp one, but
I refuse to watch it, so.
You know the part where at the end where Willy Wonka's like all mad and he's like singing that song about how it's like his time to leave? My friend Colin today was like aggressively singing that in our living room, and I was like, this is weird that you're just singing this Willy Wonka song, but
it's very weird, and it's another weird synchronicity that's happening. Yep. I can't deal with it.
The other thing about that cemetery is that there's a weeping willow tree in the corner. And the way the cemetery is like when you walk in, you immediately go up a hill, and then most of it's up on the hill except one corner dips way down and like basically just like goes like that. And the weeping willow tree kind of hangs over the corner. And they basically like supposedly used to hang people there a lot. So there's a lot of like paupers graves around the cemetery, and there are a bunch that were disturbed probably like 30-40 years ago now for an apple orchard that's behind the cemetery.
No, do not.
Yeah. It's weird and fucked, and that's also one of my favorite places to go investigate because it gets very weird there.
So does anything happen to people who like eat apples from that orchard? Are the trees haunted?
I don't know. I wish though. That'd be cool.
I wish too.
I
would really like to be a haunted tree.
A haunted tree? What would you do?
That's my wish when I die, is I want to be either cremated or like stuffed into a bag and then like grown into a tree, like a really scary tree, like a weeping willow, so that I can be a haunted tree.
So my death plan is very much I asked my friends to they can all take a piece of my bones. That goes for you too. You can have one of my bones. Just not my head.
Awesome.
Nobody can have my skull.
Okay.
And what's left of my bones needs to be tied together and attached to a cement brick and tossed into a lake.
Because a lake, not the ocean?
No, okay. A lake. I would like to
become like a
lake.
Like a lady of the lake.
Yes. So
I love that.
You should have your tree body planted next to my lake.
Yes.
So we can haunt together forever.
Oh my God. I want to be like a place that teenagers go to like make out. And like if it's consensual, we don't care.
But if it's not, you just like bop.
But if it's not, bam, bam, bam. Like I pick them up. I pick them up with my tree. What is this called? Branch? Yeah. And I like throw them in the water and then you drown them. Be so fun.
Or alternatively, you and I both show up as specters on either side of the car. And then we're like, I love that. And we do our weird ghouly stuff. And then
my two scariest things that a ghost could ever do come from the same weird, scary Thai ghost movie. Okay. But one of them is that their person's driving and then the ghost. And by the way, have you seen the movie Shudder?
No, I don't watch horror movies.
Okay, but I don't really either because I get like kind of freaked out, I don't like gore, but this is literally the best horror movie that's ever been made because it's a revenge movie and it's just so good. So the ghost, even though I'm rooting for her, it comes up on the side of the window, no matter how fast they're going, and is like crawling and looking in the window.
Nope.
Absolutely, fuck that. Scares the shit out of me.
I bet you that's probably why you don't like the black-eyed kids too.
I do not like the thought of anything coming. Like
they got a similar vibe.
I can't handle, like, I had a really serious, will you stop? I had a very, it's not like I'm trying to record her, it's my birthday.
So inconsiderate.
So rude. Stop drag racing. Okay. So, I had a very serious window phobia when I was younger that I've gotten a little bit better about, but it still makes me like really uncomfortable. So the black-eyed kid stories really got to me because of that aspect. I do not fucking like that.
I need you to know that earlier today, I was sitting on my couch and I had my back to the window and it was like probably like 7:30 and my roommate Heather all of a sudden went, "Oh my God, look." And I turned around and there was a child standing in our window and staring into our house. And it was just like a neighborhood child that was just like kind of being a dick. But the way my living room is, because children are fucking weird. The way my living room is set up is like you walk in my front door and then there are steps down and my living room and like kitchen are set down further. So the window outside, when you're looking into it, you're literally looking at like our heads because of how far it's set down. So it was wicked fucking scary. And these kids just kept like, I closed the blinds and then the kids kept coming over and looking and seeing if they could see in our windows again. And I was
didn't yell at them?
No, because their parents were right there, and we were like, we could see.
I don't give a fuck.
We could see their parents yelling at them for us.
Okay, I was like, if the parents weren't stopping that, like, you have every right to yell at them. That's like. But so
one
scary.
of the children that looked in our windows as the same child that came up to my car while I was driving through our parking lot the other day and growled at me. So, unhinged children.
No, I don't like that.
No, they're crazy.
The other horror movie thing I don't like is ghosts walking upside down on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked.
When I'm a ghost, that's 100% what I will be doing. Those are the two things I'll be doing to scare the shit out of people the most.
So you're going to walk upside down and I'll crawl across the floor.
Yes, so he can't escape. Like I'm walking upside down on the branch of the tree.
Oh, that's extra fucked.
Oh no. And then he looks and you're like.
And I'm like, but I move very fast. I move faster than I ever could while I was alive because now I don't move that fast. But in my ghost life, I will move very fast.
Or like you move kind of slow and then like really fast.
Oh yeah, that's worse. That's so much scarier.
That's so much like that's the fucking worst thing. I I'm glad that you're on board with this because I spend so much time fantasizing about the scary shit I will do as a ghost.
Yeah.
So much time.
We have to like will ourselves to be ghosts when we die.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I want to be, well, like the time capsule letter that I wrote, like half of it was instructions on how to communicate with me when I'm a ghost and what kind of stuff I was going to do to like let them know that I was there. So whoever gets that in 100 years or whatever, I'm sorry, but I will haunt you.
We have to put like a USB drive in it with this podcast episode in it.
Yes.
So you can, it's all explained.
It's like fucking imagine if like we're in my house, which is old and creepy, and under the floorboards is like some fucking record or phonograph, whatever old timey shit people used to use, and it's some crazy girls being like, "This is how like ghost shit." I would be so fucking scared. I would love my it. Shit. I'd be so scared. I would love it, but I'd love it when everyone's there, and then when I lay down at night, I'd be like, "Ugh."
At least if it was like, if it was people like us, like it would be fine. Mm-hmm. You know, we'd be vibing.
Yes. Like when I'm a ghost, I feel like if there's like a cool person, I'm going to pop up and be like, "Hey, do you want me to fuck with anyone? Do you want me to fuck with anyone for you?" Like,
you know that TikTok that's like, "Do you want to form an alliance?"
Yes, with
me.
That's exactly what I'll be doing. Fucking creepy shit.
Oh my god. It's perfect.
Be so scary. Yes, we're going to be very scary spirit ghosts.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah, I don't really watch horror movies because I don't like jump scares.
Then this movie is not for you.
I really deeply do not like jump scares. So I don't ever watch them. But I read a lot of like horror novels, and I read mostly ones about ghosts. So I'm like, I got so many good ideas of how to be like so fucking weird when I die. It's gonna be great.
I just got a book on Kindle called Unbortion. That is about an aborted fetus seeking revenge, and I am so excited to read it. I read like one passage from it, and I was like, "This is exactly my taste."
Don't let the pro-lifers see that one.
I'm already on their list. I've been on it since like 2015.
I know, but they'll use it against us.
They'll be all right. They'll be fine. Okay,
if you say so.
Shout out to you, Father Wibble. All right.
Get it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is Goatman's Bridge.
Maryland Goatman?
Okay, I don't fucking know, honestly, because there are like 11 different Goatman's Bridge tales, and to my knowledge, they're all the fucking same. So
let's talk. Okay, are you talking about the one in Kentucky?
I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I literally.
I have a theory that Maryland Goatman is also Kentucky Goatman. So all of them are the same. He just travels a lot. He's just busy. Yeah. He's a busy guy.
Yeah, that's fair. Basically, you know the tale. But I don't know. If you don't know the tale, it's basically, there's a lot of different origin stories, but haunted bridge, haunted by a goat/man creature. I think the one I'm thinking of, I think is maybe in Texas, potentially. Okay. I could be wrong, but I think it's Texas.
I grew up in Texas, and we did not have good cryptids, but who knows?
Well, this one's more like paranormal because it's like ghostly Goatman. But basically, there was some racism. A black man hung for no apparent reason.
For existing,
correct. And he came back as a Goatman. To just really drive the point home of like, hey, fuck you. And then, cue all the worshipers and the rituals in the woods and the satanic panic. You roll it all up and you got a nice hearty ghost story.
So it's like, that's kind of like, isn't Candyman a similar origin story? Like he was.
I don't know what the hell's going on with Candyman.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's similar. I'm pretty sure. I'm all for a revenge ghost.
Yeah, me too.
I support Goatman.
I'm like, get it. Do it.
Like, I stand that. That's fine.
Fuck them up.
I don't have any problem with what you're doing.
Yeah, no. There is a Ghost Adventures episode at Goatman's Bridge, and they all get fucked. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Fuck him up.
Good for you. So the Goatman story here is that there's two origins, which is one, he was like a scientist at the University of Maryland, and he like was splicing goat blood and human blood or something, and then he became a goat man. And then there's that he's just like a farmer who really loved his goats, and a bunch of teenagers murdered his goats, and then he went crazy and became a goat man. So
Okay.
I don't really know. There was no racism in this story. I mean, there was no racist aspect that I know of. There's racism in every story, I'm sure, from this time period. 60s is never great. But as far as
this
I know,
was not a
like
specific racist thing.
Random dude.
I would like to know
specifically, but like.
So, why the hell is this guy trying to mix goat blood and human blood? Like, for what? For literally what reason?
I like to think it was for like to make some new Botox and fillers.
Do you need goats
I'm even
for
less
that?
angry with him. I have no problem with that. No, but if he did, I wouldn't be too upset.
I don't really fully understand what he was going for there, because like I know a lot of animals have like regenerative properties and like shit, but goats, like I'm like,
goats can faint. Some goats can faint.
I can also do that
when they're scared, and I can barf on command. I can't faint.
Yeah, same. But I can faint if I'd like to.
The barf.
So I just don't.
Really? Like really faint?
I can do my best.
Crazy.
You just like stop breathing for a few minutes.
We'll test it. Do we need to make Goatman fainting part of the Cryptid Olympics, or like Goatman chokeout?
You have to sign a waiver before you do that one.
God, it's gonna be so bad.
I just don't understand what the.
I think we're gonna. No, I don't either. I think it's a bullshit story. I don't know what the origin of Goatman would possibly be.
It's very
and
like
then you have like Bunny Man, and there's so much like. Yeah, like it's just. I don't know.
He's like in his laboratory.
A lot of the Maryland stuff is like really, there's like a lot of weird like. I don't know, weird aspects that just don't really make sense. Like Bunny Man's the same thing where it's like, oh, he's an escaped mental patient. And I'm like,
but why is he a bunny though?
Why would that make him into a bunny man? Like, why would he be a bunny? Why would he kill people with an axe? That's a really inefficient way to kill somebody.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
Doesn't make sense to me.
A lot of extra effort.
Right?
Just look at fucking, what's her name? Why can't I think of her name?
Borden?
Yeah, Lizzie Borden. I was like, for some reason, I cannot think of her name. She gave her
I just
father
don't think
50 whacks.
But like, why would you just, if that's the only weapon you have, then fine. But I just, having worked with many mental health patients over the years, A, they're rarely violent.
Yeah.
And B, if they are, they're extremely creative with what they will be violent with. And they certainly wouldn't go for something as stupid as an axe.
Yeah.
They would go for like maximum fuck you up, but it's fine. I think that some of these like urban legend cryptids leave much to be desired.
Yeah, like the Northfield Pig Man.
Sorry to say.
The Pig Man.
The Pig Man.
He is a pig man. Man with a pig head, head, from Vermont. And it was like a very big like satanic panic thing. And they basically like said that this like teenage boy who either was the pig man or fell victim to the pig man did a bunch of rituals and started eating human entrails, and it's a whole bunch of stuff, but it's in Vermont. And I honestly really wish the pig man was real, because I really like the idea of that, like a lot.
I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cute.
And like a goat man also would be adorable.
Oh my God. Goats are the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. They have those little square pupils, and I absolutely love them.
So precious.
And like if the origin story is any of the ones, except for the blood splicing, like I don't really know. That's kind of lame. But like if it was that some kids killed his goats, or that he was, wrongfully killed, go off.
Yeah. And like I can understand. I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like what are some other vengeful ghosts? Like,
the Green Lady of Wahiawa.
ooh, tell me about her.
She's a Hawaiian legend.
Mm-hmm.
And basically she's not like, I mean, she's more like mourning than she is vengeful, but she does take a little bit of vengeance and into her own hands on occasion. So basically she was a woman who lost her children in a gulch next to a botanical garden. And now she haunts the botanical garden gulch looking for her children and dragging in any man who passes.
I don't see the problem. I'm fine with that. I want her to find
Yeah,
her
me
children,
either.
though. That's sad. That's very sad.
It's like, I think she drags the men in because she's like, you took my children. But I mean, she's doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I don't really see what the problem is. And that's like, I would love for you to watch Shudder with me because it's my favorite movie, but like, or one of, it's not my favorite movie. It's one of my favorites. It's my favorite scary movie, but it does have a lot of jump scares. So I don't know. We'll have to see it next time.
The only horror movies I've ever successfully watched have all been alien related.
Okay.
Like, there's one, it's called Dark Skies. It's like, I don't remember.
I feel like I've seen that.
Maybe it's about like
Jovovich.
I don't fucking know.
Is that a different
I'll be
one?
honest with you.
It's a different one.
I remember very little about it. I watched it on a date like 6 years ago. That was the last time I watched it. I do like it though. I just haven't watched it since. It's about this like family that starts getting all these like signs of encroaching aliens. Like crows start dying on their house. Are there two little boys?
Yeah. Two little boys. I've been trying to figure out what the fuck that movie's called for a really long time.
Dude, one night I tried to look it up and I couldn't remember what it was called, and I spent 30 minutes scrolling through known alien movies on Wikipedia trying to find one that looked familiar. It's called Dark Skies.
I watched like part of it on when I had cable, or when I was in a place with cable one time. I was like, this movie's fucking awesome, and then
it's pretty
I could never figure out what it was.
Yeah. I also like that.
I know what it's called.
That like mockumentary, the Phoenix tapes 197.
Is that the one with the owls?
No, it's the one I told you about where it's like set. It's shot on like a home camera, and these four dudes are like in this trailer over where the Phoenix lights happened in that general area, and they start basically just like encountering aliens, and at the end there's this like crazy alien that's like blah, blah, blah. But it's like at that point it's like so fake looking that it's not really scary anymore because you're like, okay, that's bullshit, but it's pretty good.
That's like what happened with Signs. Okay. I was so terrified of that movie until they showed the alien. I was like, you should have never shown it. That movie was legit so scary, and even though Mel Gibson was in it, I sat through it. So I'm kind of annoyed with them.
I feel like sometimes it's like the psychological part of it that like really like makes it interesting. Because you're like, this is scary because I don't know what's behind the door, and then they show you,
like,
you're like, okay, well, it's not scary anymore.
You're like, oh, it's a shitty CGI. Like, go by.
Dude, you know what movie scared the fuck out of me?
What?
The Babadook. Tell me why that movie is scary. Okay, it's literally not.
I started watching it, and the actress, what is her name? I don't know any famous person's name. Okay, whatever the actress is, her teeth do this thing that a lot of like the Christian Bale's teeth and a lot of people, I think British people's teeth do, where they just ever so slightly a curve slant inwards. And I couldn't stop fixating on it. And it was to the point where it was like causing me like actual physical discomfort, and I had to turn the movie off because I always think about how it would scrape the bottom teeth. I can't watch Christian Bale stuff either for the same reason. It literally like it bothers me, and it doesn't look. It's not like I'm saying they look weird or bad or anything. It's just something about thinking about it bothers me, and I really want to watch that movie because everyone talks about it.
Honestly, it's a great movie.
It's like, oh.
The Babadook as a character is just honestly fucking horrifying looking and scares me a lot. But the whole movie is a metaphor for PTSD. So it's less scary if you know that going into it, which I did not know that going into it. I had to figure it out on my own afterwards. And I was like, okay, well, that makes it less scary.
What's the scariest movie you've ever seen? Like, what movie scared the ever-living shit out of you, like, can't handle scary?
The Exorcist.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You're still like, it still freaks you out.
Yeah, and when I don't know if you remember this game. Okay, do you remember that time period where the internet was all about like scaring the fuck out of children constantly?
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like, oh, here's a nice like view of somebody driving down a road, and then it would like pop up and be like,
jump up. Yes.
So there was a game, and I'm sure you've probably at least heard of it, but it was a little maze game, and you like go through, and then like, and the third level, it gets harder, and when you hit the wall, fucking Reagan from The Exorcist pops up, and I played it unsuspecting when I was like probably like 9, maybe a little older. I don't even honestly know when this happened, but I was so scared, and I was supposed to be babysitting, and yeah. I was probably
we'll talk about that later. That's the problem.
Probably older. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know when this happened to me.
That's a problem. Okay.
Whatever. Anyway, I threw my parents. I was using my mom's laptop, and I whipped it across the room. Literally threw it because it scared the shit out of me, and I had to call my best friend's mom to come sit at my house with me because I was so scared. And then I did not sleep in my own room for like 3 months.
The jump scare from a game. It must have been horrible.
Yeah, it was really bad. I was crying, like literally bawling my eyes out as a child. I do not fuck with jump scares at all.
No. Oh no, like that's extremely traumatizing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just picturing little baby you going through this, and it's like so sad but funny. Like,
you have to really picture me throwing the laptop too, because I got in a lot of trouble for that afterwards.
I'm sure you fucking did.
What did you expect me to do? What was I supposed to do?
Jumped up. Oh man. Okay, well, when you come to visit again, if we make it into DC, I'll take you to the Exorcist stairs because they're really cool. Like where they film the scene where the priest falls down at the end. They're in DC in Georgetown, and they're really pretty.
All right.
And maybe you'll get over your fear.
Maybe. We'll see.
I think. My scariest is, have you seen, well, I guess you don't watch horror movies, but there's a movie called Funny Games, and it is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen because it could really happen. It's like these I don't know, young men kind of schmooze their way into this family's house and then torture them. And like nobody fucking knows what's going on because they're like young, cute, rich white men. And it just seems like they were just like stopping by. It scares the absolute fucking shit out of me.
Well, that's rule number one is you do not trust young, rich white men.
100%. And it crosses lines of things in scary movies that you do not cross for like who you torture, who you kill. So I was like, I can't do it. That. It's fucking God, it's so scary. Like any home invasion type of movie, like I think The Strangers also freaked me. Like I don't do home invasion movies. They make me very upset.
That's fair.
I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. But like paranormal stuff I can move past because I always end up like wanting to be friends with the ghosts. That's been my problem my whole fucking life. I always side with them.
Yeah.
That's why I'm obsessed with Bad Boys still. Like I always am like, she's right.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't do anything wrong. Like, I watched The Woman in Black, and I was like, man, she's fine. I don't see the problem.
Paranormal Activity. Yeah. You ever watch that?
Yeah, like, yeah. So I didn't think that was that scary.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't really do it for me.
It's like, okay. I was
like, damn, go off. Like, have fun tormenting this family, though, I guess.
It's probably because I also want to, like, I would not scare a child, like a little kid. I would do that unless they were a real shitty little kid. If they were real
like
shitty
the
little
kid that peeped in my fucking window, I would scare.
Yes. Or the kids that like my son tells me about that are in like Roblox or whatever saying the N-word, I will fucking scare the shit. I'll pull the blankets off you at night. I'll grab your feet. Like I will fuck you up. Those kids.
That is a huge fear of mine. The feet.
The blanket thing?
No, the feet.
Hate it.
The feet
grabbing your feet.
Mm-hmm. And like when I was a kid, dude, when I was a child, I still do this. I sleep with my blankets tucked underneath my feet.
Me too.
I don't care. It does not matter how hot I am. I will not stick my feet out of the blanket because I have always been afraid of something touching my feet while I'm sleeping. And one time, when I was a child, right, this is fucked. This was like, I don't even remember if this was before or after the fucking game thing. I have no concept of when things happen to me in my life, so I don't know.
Okay.
But at one point when I was a kid, I was like, I had to be like probably smaller, because I was sleeping in my parents' bed, and they have a massive bed, so I was sleeping in between them. But like, I had basically like my entire, like, it was a whole fucking bed, and something touched the bottom of my foot, like poked me in the bottom of the foot, and I just about shit my pants. I thought it was my brothers, because I have two brothers, and I like stop. I woke up and I stopped moving. And I was like listening to see if I could hear them like sneaking in and out of the room, and I couldn't hear them. And after like 5 minutes, I like got up and like looked over the edge of the bed to see if like my brothers were there, and there was nothing there. And I literally, I was like, I don't know how to explain this. I definitely felt something like whole ass touch the bot, like with pressure. So I was like, it wasn't just like a weird spasm in my nerves or whatever. Like something literally touched me, and I refuse to sleep with my feet out of the blankets.
No,
Scared.
I have never been able to do that because for the same fear. And until like adulthood, I always slept with like the blanket over my head, like with just enough to breathe, because because of the show Sightings, I was literally so terrified of being abducted by aliens, and I thought about it all the time. And I was like, maybe if I'm hiding, they won't see me.
Yeah.
So I get it. Even
Classic.
when it's hot, I cannot fall asleep if I don't have something on top of me, because I'm like, I don't know
See,
why I feel safer this way.
I never
Like,
did the
it's
head
bad.
thing, because I just like, I would
Mhm.
get claustrophobic. But I was always afraid. I wasn't afraid of getting abducted by aliens. I was afraid of opening my eyes and seeing a face like right over mine.
Yeah, I hate that.
That's what I was scared of.
Yeah, I don't like, or like sometimes I get really scared that like I'm gonna roll over and open my eyes and I'm gonna see like
It's
someone
gonna be
standing
like
like right there. Yeah, like, but the thing
fucked up.
is, like, when when scary things have happened to me, I'm not a violent person at all, and I'm not like I start fights with people, but I don't start physical fights with people. Like, I just talk shit. But like the few times that really genuinely scary stuff has happened, I have attacked
Yeah, you throw
so
hands.
violently.
Yeah.
Like I have thrown hands. Like I think Jonas told you about the time when you were here, when he was really little. And little kids have big heads and skinny bodies, like a fucking gray. And he was drinking water outside of my room, making a scary slurping noise. And I fucking threw a whole pillow at him. I was like, "Fuck it!" Like I was like ready to fight my own child, because I thought he was a gray, and I hate grays. God help the grays that ever fucking show themselves to me, because I'm gonna kill them. Like I will fight them. So I'm like, it kind of scares me how I react. I'm like, oh, like I don't know what's gonna happen if a ghost pops up at me. Like I'm gonna smack the shit out of it. Like I don't want to, but I will.
My friends stopped inviting me to haunted houses a very long time ago, because I went to one with my friends when I was 15, and one of the actors was like chasing me around, and I punched him in the face. Because I was like so scared, and I was like, get away from me, I'm scared, and punched him. So they were like, we're not bringing you anymore. And I was like, that's for the best for everyone.
That's for the best. I don't want to go to I will not invite you to the Krampus haunted house I do every year.
Well, because just tell everyone they're not allowed to like come near me, and then I'll go.
Well, so the last time that we did it before COVID, because like part of being like in my profession is like people try to intimidate you. People do, whatever. And so I've got like at work at least, and I can put on these nerves of steel where like when someone jumps at me, so I went to the haunted house with that kind of like mindset. And then we were kind of drunk. And Krampus was very cute. He had the goat, he was tall, and like it was me and two other girls who are both like one of us, like crazy. And we chased Krampus out of the haunted house because I was like, I want to hug him. I want to hug him so bad. Aww. And it was not great. So, but he hugged us after, but he told us we weren't allowed to come back. Aww. But I'm going to go back anyway. Yeah. But they didn't like.
Just wear your hair differently.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, it's not me. Like, so they didn't come like jump scare you. Like they would kind of come like around. Like I think they were very professional.
Yeah.
But if they touch your fucking legs, that's it. I'll kick you in the face. Like the ones where they can like.
No.
Yeah, I think I would probably kick someone in the fucking face. Like.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a huge haunted house fan. I only did that because I love Krampus so much. So I was like, I'll do any Krampus activity. And I hope that somebody I'm just gonna manifest this into the world. Somebody please have a Krampus cryptid event in December.
Oh, that would be fun.
There, right?
Yeah.
It would be really fun. It would be so fun. We would definitely be there with leather whips, with vegan leather whips to whip the bad children.
Spicy.
Because that's what Krampus does. They don't give a fuck.
That's very true. There's a Halloween. So okay, there's an amusement park that's probably like an hour from me. It's called Canopy Lake Park. It is a New England treasure, and every year they do something called Screamfest, and it's a big old Halloween celebration, and everything but the water parks are like open. So you can go and like do all the rides, but then they have this massive haunted house, and they have actors that like run around and in like costume and like fuck with people. And that's the only one that anyone ever invites me to.
I don't like the ones at theme parks where they like follow you around and stuff. It makes me very angry.
See,
at a certain point, I'm like, just stop.
Yeah, it's like, you're just being fucking annoying. Well, the key, you know what I've learned that the key is, and this doesn't apply to you because you don't also do this, but if you go and you smoke a cigarette in the smoking section, they get very irritated with you very quickly and they leave you alone.
Okay.
That's what I do.
I've never had a cigarette, so it's not going to work for me.
Well, don't start now.
I'll go stand in there. Like,
yes. Do that, because I don't think they're allowed to go in.
So, okay, what do you think is like the scare? Like, I'm going to give 3 things and you tell me which one is the scariest, okay?
Okay.
So we'll say, giant sea monster, fast zombie, giant sea monster, fast zombie, dog man.
That's hard.
What's the scariest?
My mind says Dogman, but my heart says fast zombie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most
I think we've talked about this before on live, but I'm terrified of zombies, and I know you are too, because they're the scariest freaking thing in the world.
Me too. I fucking hate them. I
so scary.
Fucking hate them.
So scary. I was watching 28 Days Later. Is that the right movie? The zombie movie? Okay. So I watched that for the first time last year. For the first time in my life, I watched it last year. My band friends, they have a practice spot, and we had a thing where we would go and watch movies on like random Sundays, and we'd all buy snacks, and we'd all sit together on these nice couches and watch movies on the projector screen together. And this one particular night, it was myself and then 5 dudes who all wanted to watch zombie movies. And I was like, damn, I drove an hour here, so obviously I'm going to watch whatever we're watching. But I was like, God fucking damn it, I do not want to watch zombie movies. And then I had to. And they chose 28 Days Later. And I was like, I'm so scared. But luckily, I will say there is a silver lining to this story. My friend Eric was sitting right next to me, and he was talking the whole time to my other friend Al, who was across the couch. And I was like, this is fine, because you guys are just talking about the movie, about what's about to happen the whole time. So I was like, it's literally, I'm not scared anymore, because you guys are ruining the whole thing for me, but in a good way. But I still hated it. And that was the last time I went to watch a movie with them, because I was scared.
Yeah, I'd be over it. I saw because Austin hipsters, whatever, they showed the original Night of the Living Dead in black and white, like on a big screen, like at the theater. And I was like, this will be fine. It's an old movie. I had the worst panic attack of my life driving home, because that movie is so fucking terrifying. Like, it is legit one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I do not like it. Zombies are the worst. I hate them.
They're fucking
terrifying.
Them so
much. I will kill myself immediately when zombies happen. I won't even wait for them to get to me. It's over
like, how
for me.
can you?
I won't.
How can
you?
Nope.
Don't like it.
You can see what's going to happen to you, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth running forever.
And when we stop recording, I will tell you why I had such a scary week at work, because it was related to that very same issue.
But
zombies.
We've been going for like an hour, so
okay.
like we should wrap up.
Thank you, everybody, for letting us ramble this week. Next week, we will have something more prepared.
Next week is our finale.
I hope that you... Next week is our finale. And I feel like the feedback I have gotten has been that the reason people enjoy this is because it's like listening to your friends talk about stupid shit. So I hope that this gave you that same vibe. And shout out to Creature Kids Books, who was one of the people that told me that. He is freaking amazing. I cannot wait for his stuff to come out. You love him. He's so good.
He's so cool.
We love. And to Risa Reyes for the Snallygaster leg that I will be picking up on Monday.
It's awesome.
Everyone look at it. Okay. It's awesome. Thank you, guys. Next week's the finale. Love you.
Bye.